This is going to be a reading for the new moon in Libra. Already I'm feeling the energy feels frustrating. Feels like there's a million things to do. Like not enough time to do them. Like it almost feels chaotic. Frustrating. I'm almost feeling like a spazzy kind of energy. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not anxious, it's just kind of all over the place, a little chaotic. Like a rushing. Six of Pentacles. Ooh. Judgment. The Devil. I'm feeling like somebody was refusing to see like the part that they played in something, and probably was like playing both sides, or I'm almost getting like a two-faced energy, just not genuinely being like authentically who they are. And I think there was some sort of situation that came up again from the past. It could have been a situation where somebody involved was dealing with two people or multiple people, or that's the two-faced energy I'm kind of getting. Like it just feels like playing both sides. And this has come up again because I feel like there's somebody here that wants like the truth, the clarity of the situation to kind of like clear the air. And somebody's really struggling with doing that because it's like they've been one way for so long, they don't know how to just be another way. And I just saw on the bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So I do feel like there's someone here involved that already knows the truth, okay? And they are just wanting to revisit and go back and go over the details of things because something new has come to light, like another detail or something has come to light that they were unaware of. It could be involving another person. And I'm just feeling like someone just feels so done and overwhelmed and just like enough's enough. I thought we were building something together. There's a feeling of not being able to trust somebody just wanting to like be done, move on, start over, but also really feeling like it's so hard to let go of this situation, like they're bound to it and they don't understand like why can't I just change or do things differently, like why is the same issue keep coming up over and over and over again. It could be involving a third-party situation where someone else had someone on the side. This could be a situation where there's a couple that is on again, off again. They always keep coming back to each other. Many cycles of this have been going on. Every time they feel like they clear the air and like are moving in a new direction, it just seems to keep coming back around again. And I'm getting strongly that someone just feels like this cycle needs to be over and they're ready to like go in a completely new direction. Like they're over the repetition of doing things over and over and over. And it's like when somebody says they're going to change or this is going to change, and you see a little progress for a little while, but then it doesn't actually change. I feel like somebody here has a fear of losing this person, but also not understanding why they have this fear of losing this person. Yeah, we have the Two of Pentacles, and it's just that, to me, it's that flip-flopping energy. Like maybe there's this, we're on the same page, we're gonna, move in a new direction. And now I'm getting like this feeling in my gut of just like, I feel like I just got like punched in the gut, like some kind of shocking information, and the going back and forth and the flip-flopping and the playing both sides. In this picture though, it's a female and the snake in the Two of Pentacles, and she's kind of like the snake's eating its own tail. I feel like somebody got caught playing both sides. Like maybe they had said over and over again, like, one thing to you is what I'm getting, like, not understand, like saying to you like they don't understand why it's like this, and you're like coming to them asking questions and they're like, I don't understand. But they do know what they're doing behind your back. They're just not telling you because they're playing both sides. Like they don't want you to be mad and they don't want this other group of people to be mad. So they're just saying whatever. And it's come back around, and this person's just like, I'm just feeling this energy of like, I'm so over it. You're such a liar. Why do you keep lying to me? Why can't you just be honest with me? Why can't you just tell me the truth? It's a situation where like the truth came out a while ago, but like not the whole truth. But like, why not just say the whole truth then when you had the opportunity, instead of, like, I feel like, why would you give the opportunity for this to come up again in the future when you guys already were at the place where like this all could have just been laid out on the table? Like, why withhold certain parts of information? And this is that energy where I'm feeling like it's just that two-faced energy, like someone's just refusing to say the part that they played in everything, or they refuse to let other players in the situation know the part that they played in it, and are making someone else out to be the bad guy, and really they're the bad guy. And now this person's just like, I'm so fucking done and fed up with this. Like, why are we coming back around to this situation again? And it's like somebody's really needing clarity and really trying to understand. Temperance on the bottom, and heal from this whole thing. Just feels like a fucking giant mess that could have been avoided and dealt with a long time ago. It just has this energy of feeling so tired and like just spent about it. We have the Emperor. This could be a married couple that has children. I'm just feeling like somebody's really standing in their power of like, enough's enough. Like, they're really wanting to see like this person really put in the effort to like make things right. And then to the Fool, because they just, yeah, and then the family situation. So we have the Emperor, the Fool, and the Four of Wands. Somebody's really feeling the push to have the the authority over their own life, and they're really feeling like they just really need to just move forward. They just want to be happy. The person who wants to move on from the situation, who has found out that there were still lies and secrets that were being kept from them, I feel like they it's almost like I'm feeling like they just want their name to be cleared. Like they've just been made out to be the bad guy in a situation, and they're not. And they're kind of looking at their person like, how could you just go on and like say all this shit about me that's not true about our family? It's interesting because last night I was watching this thing on the news where there was like an interview with Kanye, and he was saying how there are certain things he doesn't say, even though he publicly says what he says when he feels like he's not being heard and being treated unfairly, and how people think he's crazy, and he's really not. That there's so much he could say about like Kim publicly, but he doesn't do that because it's still the mother of his children, and he still needs her to be the best version of herself, to be the mother to their children and co-parent. So even though he wants a voice and to be heard and to be considered for, you know, decisions and stuff, and the things we do see him do, there's a lot he doesn't do, which he knows he has the power to do. And he doesn't because he respects her enough to not make her look like complete shit, because that's not the goal. He still wants to co-parent with her, and he needs her to be a good mom to the kids. And if there's all this stuff going on that's taking her attention away from being able to do that, that's what's getting accomplished there. She's still the mother of his children. And I just was like, wow, that's really awesome. But that's the energy I'm kind of feeling here, is that like somebody knows, the person who was being lied to and just found that there's all these lies that were told about them, they know they have the authority, the knowledge, and the power to totally set the record straight on their own, because there's so much that they could say about this person who was two-faced, playing two sides. But that's not what it's about, because that's kind of like ego driven. It's more about like, why wouldn't you want to make it right? Like, why wouldn't you want to set the record straight from all this stuff that you said about me? That's your responsibility. You're the one who did that. Like, I'm not going to go and put you on blast. That's not my business. That's your business. Somebody is really, the person who's coming up as the emperor is really taking accountability for the role that they played in whatever the situation is, whether it's work related. I'm feeling it's love related, and I do feel like it's a long-term relationship, possibly a marriage, but it could just be people who like live together for a long time. They're not married. But I do feel like this person is taking an accountability, and it's just like, why am I always the bigger person? And this whole time you were just being an asshole, talking all kinds of shit. Where's the respect for me? For all the wrong you said and did, like, you don't want to make it right? And there's almost the energy of like, if you don't want to go make it right, what does that mean for us? If you're not going to go make things right, and I'm not going to do it because it's your responsibility to be accountable for the things you said and did, that says a lot about how you really feel about me. Is it really about how you look to everybody else and making the other person look like shit? Or is it about speaking the truth, taking ownership in your part in it, and not just letting the other person who's being accountable and taking responsibility for the things they said and did fall? Because it takes two. Both people do fucked up things. It's not just one person's doing fucked up shit and the other person's just like not reacting or responding in any way, we're humans, of course you're going to. The severity is individual. The severity that people will go to get back at somebody. But this person over here is just like, what the hell? How could you just put me on blast like that, but only talk about my part in it, but not your part in it? It's like the ex who bad mouths their baby mom to everybody and is like, you know, talking shit all the time, but it's like, why? What do you get out of that? You just look like an asshole. This is a person you laid down with and made a child with. Take accountability for that. Don't just always be like, it's like, you know, she's crazy. My ex is crazy. Run from people who just constantly talk about how all their exes are crazy, and like, not that maybe you're a little crazy too, okay? Because you just, if all your exes are crazy and the thing that they have in common is you might actually be the fucking problem, you know? I really feel like this information shattered this Emperor person because they are the Emperor. You know, there's no getting better than that. There's no other player above the Emperor. The Emperor is it. I do feel like the person who's coming up as the Emperor is definitely feeling an energy of like, why do I keep doing this to myself? Because they're fully aware that they can leave the situation. But I genuinely feel like they've put in the work towards making this work with their partner, their family. I'm just getting this energy of cycling over and over and over and over again to try. But it's like, when is enough enough? Excuse me. I do feel like the person who's in this energy, which is the Six of Pentacles, there's just these people, like, you know, at her feet. There's the blindfold on. I just feel like they're just refusing to see that this is what they did. And even if they're like, yeah, you're right, they're not really taking action on doing anything about it, is what's the frustrating thing. And this Emperor's over here like, why aren't you turning around and coming after me? I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you. I know you know that. You need to put in the effort. And all this energy and attention you are giving to all these other players, running a false narrative about the Emperor, because this is a powerful fucking person. You could just easily turn around, look them in the face, and drop the bullshit and give all of that energy to this. I feel like this person just wants to be liked by everyone. And this Emperor is just authentically themselves. Already has a bunch of people who don't like them. They don't care because they'd rather you not like them for who they are than who they're pretending to be. This person is being them. So like, okay, you don't like me, I don't care. Go live your life how you want to live your life. I'm going to live my life like how I want to live my life. not a lot of people can be in an energy like that. It's difficult. But like, don't add to that when you're supposed to be the person, like, we're in this together. Like, you're liking me based off of stories and lies that one person is telling you, because they already just don't like this person, so it just adds to the energy of, you know, they're an asshole and I'm the best thing ever. I want to get more energy about this Six of Pentacles energy, because I do feel like this came crashing down on them. Like, they did not see this coming. Like, we went from the Six of Pentacles where, like, this person's feet are being worshipped by other people, like the ground this person walks on, everybody thinks this person's amazing, you know? They're playing both sides to judgment. In this place, they're in a position where, you know, everybody likes them. They have more than enough to give to more than one person. Then it just falls apart. And then here, they're breaking the chains with the swords they have. Like, you gotta be set free from all the bullshit that you've been playing. So I do feel like it was a sudden, unexpected energy that came in, and it just totally knocked them on their ass. I do feel like the Emperor, with the Fool being here too, like, they felt like a fool. When they found out this information, they felt like a fucking idiot. You know, like, what the hell? You're gonna make me look like a fool to all these people and then come to my face and act like you don't know why all these groups of people are giving me this energy towards me that's negative, like I'm just this horrible human being. You don't understand why? When behind the Emperor's back, you're doing this. And the Emperor's over here working on this. On the bottom, we have the King of Swords. Look at that. Look at his energy. Like, he is just no bullshit. Cold. Give me the truth, nothing but the facts, cut the bullshit, ready to fucking go. Ready to go. Let's see what else is going on with this Six of Pentacles energy. Just look at this real quick. I'm smiling and smirking because in my head, I just feel like somebody's fucking pissed. And like, this was like they're just not fucking around anymore. Like, whereas before, the Emperor might have really, because they're a person who takes accountability and responsibility, they were really hard on themselves for whatever part they played in this mess. They were honest, they were truthful, they let it all on the table, said to this person, whatever you want to know, I'll answer any of your questions, like really wanting to get all the lies out in the open, everything that was hidden, and heal. And they were really hard on themselves about the part they played in this mess. But this other person didn't want to match that energy. Like, I'm not showing you my hand, I'm not showing you all my cards, I'm not giving you any more information than I feel necessary because I don't want to fight. This is a person who avoids conflict. They don't like to argue, they don't like to fight. They're a liar. They'll just tell you what you want to hear. So you shut up, pretty much. And they just don't feel fully into me. Like, it's an energy almost of like, if the Emperor made the decision to stay or to go, they're just going to go with the flow. Like, the Emperor wants this to be over and they want to move on, they're going to be like, okay. The Emperor wants to stay, work on this, they're going to be like, okay. But it's like, what the fuck do you want? If you're just okay with us being together or us not being together, like, if it were your perfect world, what was the action you would make if you weren't in fear of I'm actually getting annoyed now and pissed because I just feel how could be really frustrating to deal with a person like that, where they're just kind of, okay, let's see. Just kind of like whatever. I'm getting the energy almost of like just a sheep, like a person who just doesn't really stand up for what they want. And if the Emperor were to go against what they truly wanted, they would just go along with it because they don't want the conflict. But that's to the Emperor's face. Behind the Emperor's back, it's a whole other fucking story, which is why this Emperor's like, what the fuck? Sorry, guys. I curse. I'm being who I really am. I curse, okay? Do I think curse words make you a bad person? No. Now we have the Queen of Swords. Well, first we have the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Cups, then the Queen of Swords. I mean, this being with the Judgment could be one of two ways, I feel like. It could be this happened and now somebody is going to be in the Nine of Cups energy. Or they're wishing for the Nine of Cups energy. Like this is what they wanted to happen. Or they knew at some point this was going to happen. I mean, because the truth is going to come out. So it's that same feeling of like they're okay no either way. And the thing about it is this person in the Six of Pentacles energy needs to realize that in their indecision is a decision. If they know that the Emperor wants them to take action and right the wrongs that, happened, and they're just not doing that, that is a choice. Just sitting and having no action is a choice, and that speaks about what you do or you don't want to happen, Somebody could be struggling with a drinking issue, like overindulging in drinking. But I do feel like we have the 2 9s here. I mean, this could be going like, I don't know. I'm getting mixed energies. I'm definitely feeling like it could go 2 ways. It it could either go like this is going to be a relationship that's over and it's being transformed, and this is the Queen of Swords, so I feel like, you know, someone's really in they're mentally strong at this point because of all this that happened. Where normally maybe it would have threw them into their emotions and they would have been like emotionally overwhelmed. Even though I am feeling that chaotic energy, I feel like it's an empowered chaotic energy, if that makes sense. Like this person's just like, okay, all this shit needs to be done. And I'm going to be very logical and out on my feelings about it, because I'm just not going to give it that kind of energy anymore. I've done it too many times. But with the 2 9s, like that's right before, you know, a completion of something. So it's a good energy. Like you've done all the work. You're now at a 9, like you're almost at a 10. So for some people, I feel like this could be the last time they go through this. This could have been like the wake-up call that this person in the 6 of Pentacles energy needed to really just take the blindfold off and see what's in front of them, like really see it. And now this is going to be a relationship that's stronger and puts them more in their feelings, and they want to do the work. They've come this far. I feel like, you know, it's almost like we've come this far, like why give up now, and trying to make that right. And getting to the 9 of Cups energy after all of this. And it's like, this had to happen. This moment had to happen for that to get there. The truth had to come out to transform this last lingering energy that was still hanging on from the last situation. Had to come out so that things could be cleared and the air could be cleared and the energy could be transformed and we could move in this new direction, which, you know, Libra is about partnership, not necessarily, you know, any kind of partnership. So this could be just a new start in a partnership to fix and heal things, to move forward. This could be like the last time a situation like this will come up again. I just got a strong feeling of an energy coming in on the side of me. Or it could be a new start of being single and moving away from this partnership. Cards just threw up. I'm not going to take all those, but the one that came out separate was the Page of Wands. I think for the majority, it's going to be some sort of news about, or giving the energy of trying to put a new start towards building something, or this all happening is going to spark a new beginning in the passion in the relationship. This also could involve a fire sign child. a person younger. A younger person, like this could be an age gap situation where there's an age difference between two people. So it just could be like one person is just immature and impulsive and doesn't think about the consequences in a situation that they were, whatever the situation was, they were just being immature about the way they were dealing with it because they were just like in that fire of like retaliation and ego and wanting to it's like they wanted to make this person look bad. That was their goal. They accomplished it. But it just feels so immature. Like they had no thought about like big picture, how this could affect the future of this relationship. And I feel like for a lot of people, this is kind of a big deal. Like it was kind of heavy. Like it's almost the energy of like, yeah, where do we go from here? We have the Sun and the Page of Pentacles. I'm getting now that for some of you, there could be another person who is younger and they're going to be coming in kind of out of the blue after this whole situation, because I feel like this is taking a lot of energy and focus day to day to deal with whatever this was. And I think out of the blue, there could be this younger person, could be a fire sign, but it doesn't have to be, who comes in with a lot of passion quickly. But they're making an offer to you about starting something. So it just could be like a message of like, hey, do you want to go do this? Or even just a message of like, where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. And you want to go meet up. Can we talk? Or go get a drink. And the Sun, I mean, this person could end up really making you happy. And maybe that's the way things had to happen for the Emperor being okay with letting this situation go and just going towards their happiness. This also could be coming across as the Emperor just getting excited about starting something new. This could be a relationship, a business, something that just excites them, like something that they're just going to put their energy and focus into because this is so much that's going to bring them happiness or make them happy or in the moment help them cope and deal with the situation going on. And they're just going to be putting their energy and effort into this new thing. However that shows up from the universe, it's going to be different for everybody, but I do think the person on the Emperor side is really just going to let this fall how it's going to fall because they've tried and put the energy and effort in so many fucking times. I mean, they're the Emperor. And they're going to wait to see what this fickle ass, two-faced person's going to do. And they're just in that time of whatever's going to happen there happening, they're going to put their energy into this and let whatever that person does be what it is. It's almost like they're going to mirror the behavior that this person always used to exhibit. So, like, now the Emperor is just going to do what this person always did, and they're going to get a taste of their own medicine, and they're just going to be like, okay, whatever, it's fine. Because if this person doesn't change and get their shit together and put the energy and effort into this that the Emperor used to do, they're just not going to fight for it anymore. Because they know that they are the Emperor. It's just like, it's almost like, oh my gosh, this is what it's like. You know how Adam Levine from Maroon 5, like he was cheating on his Victoria's Secret model wife, allegedly. And, you know, what? Like, It's that kind of energy. Like, this person had an emperor as a partner, an emperor, and they're doing all this, being small, doing all this dumb shit. So now the emperor's just gonna mirror them, like, okay, that's what you want, go have it. If that's what you want, you go have that. I'm gonna put my energy and all that power that I have into starting something new that's gonna bring me happiness. It could be somebody leaving a relationship or letting the relationship fall where it's gonna fall, and just putting all of this into building something for themselves. And it's going to be successful. It's going to bring them a lot of happiness. And it's going to help them deal with if this doesn't go okay. So that they're not putting all their energy and focus and attention onto what is happening. That's going to be the way that the Emperor processes their healing and coping with the situation. That, like, even the look on this girl's face here in the Page of Wands, she's like, fucking really? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So the Emperor's just taking that energy, putting it into something new. Actually, now that I said Adam Levine out loud, I'm seeing this too as like, this could be like giving birth to a son. Is she pregnant with a son? So the actual son being here. So for some people, they could be physically bringing in a son during all this conflict. Wait a second. What is this? Just got my attention. I feel like the Emperor too when I'm looking at this. So whoever the Emperor character is in your story, whether it's you or the other person, they are the sun too. Like, they are the sun. They bring this energy that the sun brings to everyone every day in your everyday life. We can't live without the sun. It's necessary for all things to survive. I feel like the Emperor is this energy. Like, it brings that energy every single day. It shines a light on the people in the world around them. And like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but on this stone around this here, the wall, there's all these couples. And I feel like the Emperor had plenty of opportunities, plenty of people interested in them, plenty of people moving towards them all the time, interested in building something with them. And they didn't do that. So now I feel like they're ready for, like, whatever the universe brings in now after this. They're no longer saying no to things. They're going to be saying yes to things. Because look where they got by just moving in one direction. I think now with the Seven of Cups, there's going to be a lot of different opportunities coming towards them to start new things. Just a lot of people offering things to them. They're going to have a lot of choices. But normally this can come through as like feeling confused about what to do, but I don't feel like that's the energy here. I feel like this person has always had this option around them to go in several different directions. I don't think that they've been a kind of person who, I think they're very attractive and they could be with anybody they wanted to be, but they just weren't doing that. But now, because of the behavior of the Six of Pentacles person, they're going to start saying yes to all of this and just kind of seeing what's out there. And I'm getting like trying it all, like not feeling confused about it, but just being like, this has always been an option to me. I've never moved towards it before. Now, because of all of this, I'm not saying no anymore. I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm going to do what makes the sun shine in my life. And I'm in control of making myself happy. And when these opportunities present themselves to me now moving forward, I will be taking the opportunity and saying yes. And I'm not going to let anything hold me back anymore. I'm going to move towards my happiness. Oh, with the Three of Swords on the bottom. And in this deck, this picture, I mean, look how it looks. You can interpret it as they're pulling the sword out or they are putting the sword in. Which sometimes our Three of Swords is self-sabotage, and we are self-inflicting our heartache onto ourselves because we don't feel like we deserve to be happy. We don't feel like we deserve, to have the sun shine on us because, like the emperors made mistakes in the past. They took accountability for it. And they owned their shit. And they still could feel, like, I did this to myself. I caused myself this heartache and pain. That was not what I was going to say. And now I completely lost what I wanted to say about that. But I think it was along the lines of, we can hurt ourselves because we don't think we deserve something. And we also, when we learn our value and our worth, can decide that we do deserve good things. We do deserve to feel good. We do deserve to have somebody put all their energy and focus into me instead of all of this. And this is no longer acceptable to me because this could have been over a long time ago, and I'm not doing it anymore. And I'm taking the sword out because all this has sucked, and I'm just not doing it anymore. It could even go for the Six of Pentacles person, honestly. This Three of Swords, like, they brought all this onto themselves too by playing both sides, pretending to be the victim, not taking accountability for their actions and the things that they've done. And this is their Three of Swords moment where, like, they're seeing how they've created this for themselves, and now they really want this. But look at all this mess they made. And now the sun in their life could be leaving. And they know that because they're the emperor, they do have all these options and choices. And that a lot of people are attracted to them and drawn to them and would love to be in a relationship with them. So now they're feeling this. Walking away from the pain. This person, the Emperor, could just be moving into a phase of their life where, so for example, you know how I said that there's a lot of people attracted to them, drawn to them, they always have been. They're going to start saying yes to all this stuff, but I don't feel like they're going to be saying yes to being in a relationship with somebody for a long time. I think they're really going to take this time to heal, focus on just being happy and themselves, and just not committing energy to any single person for a long time. I feel like they're going to just almost like date around or not date at all. They could be taking opportunities, but letting them know, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. I just want to have fun. I just want to go out, have a social life, things like that. But I'm not interested in like getting serious with anybody or like dating regularly with anybody. I'm getting the energy of where they're just wanting to be feeling good right now. And then we have Justice here. So for A lot of you, this could just be the end of a contract, and this is the karma of everything that's gone down. Where the Emperor, I feel like they really blame themselves for a lot of things. I think now they're not doing it anymore. They're like, what about like all the shit you've done? And now that I know that you haven't been taking accountability for your shit and you've been blaming me this whole time, like, it's almost like not having any tears left to cry, or just like any emotion towards the situation. Just, it's really getting to that point where like just feeling done. So they could literally just be walking away from this person, offering them this new start, and they could just be like, you know what, I don't want another new start. I want to walk towards this peace. I just want peace. They just want peace for a while. Then we have the Magician. Never noticed that before. There's like blood dripping down, and it almost is like coming from the heart side of the body. So I do feel like the Emperor is really hurting. I mean, they've really been hurt, but they're just gonna take all that energy into creating something new, just a peaceful life. I feel like they've learned all the lessons, and they just want to start something new. They've been hurt a lot. I do feel like they don't want this to be like they just don't want drama of the ending of this either. Like, I don't want to fight. I just, like, enough's enough. I just want, like, us to just move on and get a headache right here. Let's see if there's anything else. Actually, this is the Libra card that came out on the sun. So there we are, Libra new moon. It's time for karmic justice in a relationship with Venus. Now we got it. The Ace of Cups. The universe is going to bring in a brand new opportunity. So now we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. The universe is going to bring in a brand new opportunity of love. For some of you, it's going to be to start this over into a new cycle that will be like the final cycle of this relationship. Like, it'll just be good from now on. Or it's the ending of all of this, the final cycle, and now there's just going to be a whole new beginning in your life, in love, and just your own happiness, and wanting just happiness in relationships. And I feel like it's gonna come in fast. It could be a person from a past life. I'm feeling like let's see the shadows. I'm just feeling, whoever the Six of Pentacles person is, guys, I really do feel like they are feeling really remorseful, which is why this makes me feel like this is either like the last cycle in a relationship where like it's just going to be good moving forward from here, like done with the bullshit, like this is the last time this is going to happen, or it is the last time it's going to happen, and the Emperor is just going to move into a whole new cycle in relationships. But the Void card came out, so I do feel like this person is feeling really remorseful for the part that they played in it now, if that makes sense, which I hope it does. I feel it now, my eyes twitching. I do feel like right now, because of this, they're really sitting in the remorseful energy, but until this point, they weren't. But this happening has finally made them feel those feelings of not blaming the other person and playing a victim, but like really seeing they're also a fucked up person who did a lot of fucked up shit, and they really feel bad about it now. Because maybe up until this point, this relationship was in a okay place. I don't even want to say good, but it was in an okay place, moving towards being good. So like this was just like out of the blue, like Jesus, like here we go. So they are feeling that without this Emperor, they are going to have an emptiness that this person did fill up in their life. They were the sun in their life. They did care. They just weren't the Emperor. They didn't know how to be how the Emperor is and take accountability and be responsible. And then we have robotic. So yeah, they're very much, they could be like a lot of air in their chart, because I'm just feeling a person who is almost void of emotion, doesn't show a lot of emotion, keeps it inside. They are very robotic, very logical normally, like they don't really get into the depths of this space much, and they've probably ran from it their whole life, and this moment happening has really put them into feeling it and seeing how just detached I'm almost getting from really seeing the whole picture, which is kind of ironic because this person would normally be looking big picture, not getting lost in their feelings and emotions and just kind of, but not in this situation. They weren't. They were very much just playing the role of the victim on purpose. Like that wasn't by accident. They were doing the things that a person who wanted to be perceived as the victim would do, to get that reaction from other people. And look at that, one-sided. The thing about it is the one side that was being told was the same story. So as where the Six of Pentacles was telling one side of the story, they were telling the Emperor's side of the story. They were talking about everything the Emperor did and said and all of that. And the Emperor was also telling what they did and what they said. And they were taking accountability and responsibility, but they weren't telling what this Six of Pentacles person was doing and saying, because they were saying it's up to them to tell their story if they want to tell it. It's not my story to tell. But this person was only saying. So the only story ever being told in this situation was one story. There's a whole other side of a story that has been hidden and kept secret, and only these two people know. But the Emperor did the right thing. They talked about the role they played. The Six of Pentacles didn't talk about the role they played. They talked about the role the Emperor played, and they played the victim. When really they're a very calculated person, and they knew exactly what they were doing. Anything else? Judgmental. Again, we have another picture where the eyes are covered up. Not really seeing the truth. Not really seeing the part they played in it. But playing the part. Not seeing the part they played in it, but playing the part. So like, they weren't seeing how this moment was going to happen because of their actions then, but they purposely were doing and saying certain things to have this response from people where everybody's judging the emperor. You know, the emperor's crazy. So they were doing that on purpose. They were seeing that clearly. That's what they wanted to happen. But they weren't seeing how all what they did then was going to come to this moment. And like, how do you come back from that? And I feel like the emperor truly feels like, you know, what the fuck's it matter now, you know? The damage has been done. And the Six of Pentacles person may even feel that way, like, the damage is done, how can I fix this and make this right? Make this right. And the emperor's like, yeah, how can you? So where do we go from here? Because there's no undoing all this that you did. And how did you do all that when you said you cared and you loved me? You guarded. I just heard the Muse song where they go, dead inside. Okay, I'm gonna pull some messages and see what comes out here, and then we're just gonna wrap this up. This one too. I feel like whoever the emperor is also like an easy to judge person by their appearance. You know, if you saw this person, the emperor, you would form your own judgment. I mean, we all do, but they're almost in the energy where they get a lot of attention, so therefore there is a lot of judgment about who people think they are. Normally, like just not even doing anything that people would perceive as wrong. It just, they are judged a lot. They're used to that. So this really, really hurt the emperor because the one person, like, you were trying to make people see me in a bad light. Like, I already know I have enough of that. And you wanted that for me when you know how much I struggle with that for no reason at all, and you were adding to that for me. You've been in my dreams. Definitely got Pisces energy when that came out. I'm finally feeling the consequences of my actions. Can we just say that's just what this whole thing was about? And you feel like home to me. I do feel like this is kind of shattering their world. Because now the secret is no longer in the dark of how, so how can I explain this? For example, say this never happened, the lies never came to the light, and this relationship split apart, these people separated. There would be all of that energy from the previous cycles. It would still stand because there's never been a clearing up of the lies, if that makes sense. So, you know, the emperor would have never known what they found out, and if they separated, they still have all that energy, and it's kind of like all the other people are like, here we go again, or just adding on to the new layer of this cycle towards the emperor. But now that all the lies came out, and now the Emperor is aware. It's almost like feeling like, well, they already think all these horrible things about me that I didn't even know that they did because I wasn't aware of them before, but now they feel a little bit justified in whatever action they take because they've already been made out to be this horrible person. So it's like they can only go up from here. And now this person has to be accountable that, yeah, it's over now because the Emperor became aware of all of the lies and bullshit that going on for years, and that's why it's ending now, because they're aware, it's come to light, all the lies, and I'm an asshole, and I can't speak lies anymore about this person because it all came to light. I hope that makes sense. And I do feel like the Six of Pentacles person, the Emperor was their person. Like, with feeling like home, you know, that's a very deep feeling to meet a person and feel like this is my person. You know what I mean? Like, I want you in my life. But, like, that's the whole, like, we create our own Three of Swords. Like, you're feeling like you're not good enough or you don't deserve this. So you subconsciously push the one thing that means the most thing to you away from you, and now you're in the position like this. Let's try this one. I'm still haunted by my actions. And the thought of you still does things to me. I'm trying to think of what I want to say to you. I'm afraid to take that next step right now. It really was me, not you. I'm really bad at commitment. I am going to wrap this up. I think you guys get the point. It's kind of getting repetitive at this point. I hope it all made sense to you. I swear, I feel like I heard something and now I'm freaked out. For the Libra moon. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.